Hello, Drag Racers. I'm Maddox.
And I'm Logan.
And for Season 5 of RuPaul's Drag Race, every week we will be bringing you our top 3 moments of the week, our shade of the week, our favorite queen of the week,
our least favorite queen of the week, our favorite look on the runway, and our predictions for next week's episode.
So stay tuned.
What do you want? What's the tea? Tell me what's the tea. What's the tea? Tell me what's the tea.
Okay, so this week, What's the Tea obviously is a little bit late.
Sorry, I was on the plane.
But she was out of town, and I was gagging over the episode, and I was like, I cannot tape this review by myself. So I decided to wait for my transgelical friend.
Yes, and it's not a review, it's a review.
Ooh.
I just came up with that.
Yes, how you doing? So we're going to start with our top moments. And my first moment was Coco Montrese choosing Alyssa Edwards as her first choice. First. Girl, the whole room went, and
even
you know how
RuPaul,
I know, even RuPaul was like, oh, really? It was just like, oh.
That was what I wrote down for my first
moment. It was very strategic of her because Alyssa is a trained dancer, and it was a dance challenge. So, good for you, Coco. Good for you.
Good for you. Now, maybe you're one step out of that hole you dug yourself last week.
Yes. So that was your first
favorite? That was my first favorite moment, too.
Girl, because everyone was gagging.
I mean, I was at an airport watching this with my headphones, and my boyfriend and his mom were sitting there, and I was like, and every time they were like, what is going on? Like, the whole airport must have thought things were happening. Because I was headphones on, just, oh, girl, yeah. Living my gay life in Terminal 4.
What's your favorite second?
My second favorite moment was the Alyssa ugly face game that she plays in the mirror. And that everyone pull it in, that everyone does with her, because if you've ever had the distinct dishonor of watching me get ready, my boyfriend pointed out the fact that I make the most ugly faces in the mirror while I get ready. They consist of so I understand the ugly face in the mirror game, but the fact that everyone can do the Alyssa and you have to still put your chin back and to the side. She is ugly. But it was hysterical. I just thought it was a lighthearted moment in this episode that was full of shade.
Jigs and gigs. My second favorite moment is kind of a double thing. During the main challenge, I actually really liked Alaska as RuPaul's mother and Alyssa as the Black Swan RuPaul, like the bad RuPaul. That was my second favorite moment. I just really liked their performances in the main challenge. And, you know, Alaska, I didn't want to like her because I don't really like Sharon, but she actually has a better personality than Sharon and, like, a more likable personality. So I actually kind of like Alaska. So I'll give her props. Good for you, Alaska. You're doing fairly well.
I feel like Sharon took everything from her, and it's sad because Sharon got on the show before her.
Yeah. So everyone is constantly comparing her to Sharon when it should be the other way around. Joke's on you, girl. Okay. What is your third favorite moment, right?
Yes. When they were on the runway, the top and bottom girls were on the runway, and they had to go down the line and say who they thought should be sent home. And Alyssa Edwards said, my person isn't on this lineup. And in my mind I went, here she goes bringing up Coco. And she said, Jade Jolie. Charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. Jade has none. First of all, I had already watched this. And then I came home and watched it again with my boyfriend. And he went, ugh! And we both, it's a gasping moment. She said she has none.
That was also my third favorite moment, but I'm going to choose another third favorite moment. But also, to add to that, she said, all her hokey pokey. I said, oh,
she said, she called you hokey pokey, bitch.
And then she said, we're all on a certain level, and she ain't cutting it. I said, oh,
she's on the Serena Cha-Cha level.
It's not a favorite, but it's just a moment that needs to be pointed out. The whole episode, Little Miss Tranny Who Could, Vivian Panay, thought was okay to try to read Roxy Andrews the entire episode, and I was like, girl, what are you doing? Like, you barely have on an eyelash, and you're coming for a queen who's painted for the gods, and who has looked incredible these past 4 episodes, and you have barely put on bronzer, and you are fucking... No. You need to have several seats. But we'll get to you, girl. Because the gag is at the end of the episode. Shade of the week. My shade of the week was on the runway, Honey Mahogany. This bitch, first of all, she's all types of wrong. And she wore another curtain with a rubber band at her neck, calling it drapery. But anyway, she played Diana Ross during the main challenge. So they're greeting her for the gods, saying like, your Diana Ross was terrible, whatever. And she goes to defend herself. She says, oh, this was my first time playing Diana Ross. They cut to Michelle Visage, and Michelle goes, I could tell. Like, ooh. Girl, why would you even say this is my first time? We all knew that by the hair, the way you were acting. Like, do you even know who Diana Ross is? Because, girl...
Because Lanisha doesn't.
Lanisha.
How do you say her name?
I don't know. Lanisha.
She don't know how to say anything, so we don't need to know how to say her name.
But at least she admitted that she didn't know who Diana Ross was.
The producer said, do you know who Diana Ross is? And she went, I know.
What is your shade of the week?
I have 2. And you know what? Because one touches on you about the Roxy and Vivian Panay. Let me tell you something, Vivian Panay. You are at a Toddlers and Tiara pageant, while Roxy Andrews has won Miss Continental and won numerous other incredibly hard pageants to win. And you're sitting there in your Kmart Blue Light Special Taylor Swift outfit with a Mary-Kate and Ashley purse, acting like you are at the damn ball.
In your shake and go wig that you didn't even shake.
You just went.
You just go. You just went. You just go. You don't
but
shake.
When Roxy said to you, they said, well, don't outshine RuPaul. And Roxy said, she can't outshine me. And when she said, she's just playing the RuPaul's next drag superstar. She ain't the real next superstar. I get it. But you know what? I'll say my real shade of the moment was logo. Y'all editors are shady as shit. You put hashtag honey bed sheet fashion at the bottom while you put up her 3 looks that all look like bed sheets. Honey, you boo-boo the fool. And Logo, there is some angry lesbian that got you together in editing. And you know what you need to do? You need to go on Twitter and search hashtag honey bedsheet fashion and see what people talk about you. And maybe then you'll realize in San Francisco, the look does matter. Oh! You're welcome. I'm a bully.
Girl, Honey, when Honey said that,
the look don't matter.
That was one of my shades of the week. I just remembered.
Who are you performing for? Helen Keller?
She just shaded the whole of San Francisco. And when she goes home, all of y'all need to snatch every wig off her motherfucking head. Because if she lived in New York City and she said, in New York City, the look don't count, the next time I saw her at a gig, you best to believe I would be punching her in the face. Bitch, what the fuck do you mean? Don't speak for the whole town because your look don't count. Bitch. You
should pull that bedspread a little higher over your face. Then
damn boozled.
The look
she need to lose every gig when she go home.
What makes you think she has a gig?
If she do, they need to make her lose it because, girl,
your look don't
you
count.
Cannot work in my club if your look don't count. Because guess what? Now you don't count. Like she said, one of the other girls said, the look is yes. Your look is the first thing that matters in drag. That's the first thing they see. You walk in the club. They don't know if you could perform. They don't know if you could talk on the mic.
They know you can't walk because they can see that too.
But your look. So if you walk into a club trying to get a gig, your look is what they're basing it off. The first thing. Girl, you need to have several fucking seats in every stadium on the planet. I can't deal with you. Favorite queen of the week? My favorite queen of the week.
If we say the same queen, I'm going to scream.
Bam Damn Boozled, Alyssa Edwards.
That's not what I was going to say, so I'm still going to get you right.
Bam Damn Boozled.
She was a close second. Your little side meth mouth had me going.
I was gagging over her this episode. I was like, all right, bitch, you're bringing it. She was doing her pirouettes. She was dancing. Her black swan was on point. Her look on the runway was good. Her side shade, her shade, everything. I really loved her this episode. I'm sorry. And, you know, we've been getting on her a lot, these reviews, but I thought she was fan-fucking-tastic.
Okay.
I'm waiting.
I hope you are ready for what's about to come out of my
I'm
mouth.
about to be Bam Damn Boozled. Monica Beverly Hills zooing it.
I never thought I would say these words. My favorite queen, my queen of the week,
If
who
you say
turned my party up and down, is Alaska Thunderfuck.
oh my god, I
You
thought I
I
was
was
going to say Jay
she's not
Jolie.
soon.
I was about to slap you and say this episode is over.
Alaska, you had me going from the beginning when you were doing your little funky town. Your
Oh my god, her
funky
little
chicken.
squiggly chicken.
Girl, you better do it. You better know your gig, and your gig is not to be good. And you
She's funny. She's funny though. She's very funny.
You understand that your gig
Yeah.
is not to be good. Your gig is not to do a 5-minute dance number. Your gig is not to be polished. Your gig is not to walk in high heels.
Yes.
But you did the little soul train hysterically. Your RuPaul's mother was incredible.
Yes.
That little black baby falling out your puss. That's how I gave birth to Maddox.
That was amazing. It was
And
good.
then your look on the runway, you just had furs everywhere, locked knees and all. You let me have it. In
All
some
right.
of your little boy interviews, I was like, yes! Who is your least favorite queen?
My least favorite queen of the week was Jade Jolie. That's why I was gonna gag if. Oh,
You
we
and
got
me
the same
too.
thing. I was gonna gag if you said that was your favorite. But, girl,
I've had enough.
when she was on the runway, I was just like, no. I hate that laugh. She looked like a Lady Gaga reject. Like, from Lady Gaga's first album, she threw out this costume 4 years ago, and J. Jolie found it in a dumpster about to be burned. She didn't wash it off. She put it on and walked down the runway and did that stupid laugh. And then the whole episode, she was upset because Coco didn't pick her. Like, girl, that is not this is a competition. This ain't RuPaul's Best Friend race. Girl. I hate her so much.
Enough. I've had enough. I've had enough of you. Quickly, there was one little glimmer of hope for you about 2 episodes. I was like, okay, she came out in that lion tamer outfit when it was wear your favorite look.
Oh yeah,
and I
her
was like,
Britney
all
Spears
right,
circus.
all right.
No, I just don't. I can't.
Enough. You're next. Bye.
Deuces. So, our favorite outfit on the runway, my favorite outfit on the runway was actually Detox. Because you know I love a bold lip. She had on like this nice turquoise greenish lip.
With her
the big
promo
blonde
gown.
hair. I love that blue gown.
I do
though.
too. I like it, and I like I had 2, so I said if you chose one, I would
Yeah.
go with the other. Detox is one of them.
Yes, I thought Detox looked flawless on the runway. She was my favorite on the runway. They didn't really show her this much this episode, but
That's
on
all
the
right.
runway.
She had her 2 good interviews. Her, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah. Her and those lips, girl. But yes, she was my favorite on the runway. I just loved everything from head to toe. The wig, the makeup, the blue. It was just, I loved it. It was scrumptious.
My favorite look
Okay.
was J. Jolie.
I'm just kidding. Don't even play.
My favorite look was Lanisha Sparks in that white gown with the nude cut, like, it was the white gown, perfect hair. She gets it. She's a pageant queen and
She
she
is.
understands. They said, come diva ready. It
it
looked
was
like,
divalicious. Come
like
divalicious.
a gown that Beyonce wore to the Grammys. I think it was the Grammys 2 years ago. 2 or 3 when she won all the awards. It was the white one that had all the nude in it. It was a beautiful gown. She walked out and I wrote that name down. I said, I don't even need to see the rest of you.
Oh, and it had like the little sleeve.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking
I
about.
was like, you got it. You might not know English, but you know how to beat a gown.
Yes.
Do it.
That was good. So,
Then it was time for the lip sync.
oh! Well, first of all, the mini challenge,
Oh, the
dancing, it was Coco Montrese who won, and
Jinx Monsoon.
yes,
She was
Jinx
the first.
Monsoon. I don't know how you do a Soul Train and you can't stay awake, but okay. The main challenge, who won the main challenge?
Alyssa.
Yes, Alyssa Edwards did win the main challenge.
Because she was the
'Cause she
only
was-
one that could dance.
Yeah, and because her Black Swan was on point. And then we get to the runway and the final 2. Now, first of all, the fact that Roxy Andrews was in the bottom 3, wasn't she? I was gagging. I was like, really? I mean, that wasn't her best look on the runway.
But it was
granted.
certainly better than Jinx Monsoon.
And they were just clocking her because they were like, RuPaul would never wear a bodysuit or whatever.
Because RuPaul has to be in that same silhouette.
Exactly.
Because it's
RuPaul wears the
that works
same
for her.
dress in a different fabric every week. Like, I'm sorry.
Bianca Del Rio taught us that she knows her proportions and she works with them.
I understand that. You know what looks good on you? Great.
Big hair.
Big hair.
Poofs, a little waist, and more poof under the waist so you look real snatched and skinny.
Good for you.
Good for you.
Then it was Vivian Panay against Honey Mahogany. Now, we clocked this last week.
We said they're both going home.
We said, you know what? I'm done. And they did Britney Spears' Oops, I Did It Again.
First of all, that is a shady song because that
Well,
is
the
no
songs have
energy.
been very shady, this whole thing. Like when Monica Beverly Hills was in the bottom and they played Only Girl in the World. Like, really? Really?
And then they did Oops, I Did It Again when Honey Mahogany wore a bed sheet again.
So now it's Oops, I Did It Again. Now, even though it's not that much energetic of a song,
You
it's
can still
still
turn it.
Britney Spears, and you can still dance and lip sync for your life. And they...
This is what happened.
Oops, I did it again.
And then there's Vivian in the interview saying, I was really just connecting eye to eye and telling the judges I deserve to be there. This is what she did. Her contacts makes her look cross-eyed, so who knows which judge you're looking at. Honey Mahogany was just off in La La Land.
And that damn caftan again. I can't. Why did you have on your mother's bed sheets? Girl, you looked a goddamn bamboozled fool. I was so happy when RuPaul was like,
I've made my decision. Vivian Panay, Honey Mahogany, you're both going home.
I said, oh!
First of all, the face crack of the century was Honey Mahogany. She said, and that white eyeliner under your eyes really showed because, bitch, you cracked.
She just knew she won. She just knew she was not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I said, oh yes you are, girl. And RuPaul said, neither one of you look like you want to be here.
Woo!
And I'm not impressed. I said, oh, okay.
She said, let that be a warning to all of you. You better put your best foot forward.
And this is the first time in RuPaul history. Herstory, girl. Woo! This episode was full of jigs and gigs. It was the
Best one
episode
this
so
season.
far. So hopefully it's gonna get better. Because
Now that we got rid of that dead weight that Serena
we
Cha-Cha.
got rid of a lot of dead weight this week, especially with Vivian Panay and
You know what? And let me clock
Coming up.
something. When you get your exit interview and you say, I will always be the fishiest this season, seasons before, and seasons to come. And Manila Luzon puts on Facebook a picture of her in a fish dress and says, still the fishiest, good luck.
you lose,
Girl, she got some 80,000 people following her. How many people you got? Oh, no one, because no one remembers your name.
I'm sorry, and you are nobody's fish, girl. Predictions for next week.
It's the Snatch Game. Yes, and this commercial showed Jinx Monsoon being the girl from Grey Gardens.
Oh, that's
Jay Jolie is
funny.
Taylor Swift, which could be played really fiercely if you do it right. Someone's Lady Bunny. Coco Montrese is Janet Jackson, which she does for a living, so you know that's going to be on point.
Yeah.
Alyssa Edwards is Katy Perry.
That could be funny.
And I don't remember the rest. My predictions,
know.
it's going to be a double J showdown. Jade versus Jinx.
I said that too.
Your time has come.
And you could send them both home too, as far as I'm
No, I'm starting to really like Jinx. Something about that little special touched kid makes me happy.
But yeah, I definitely was saying Jade and Jinx because
Enough.
Jade Jolie, how are you still there?
Because she's like Dita Ritz. She makes it and then you're like, wait, she's still here?
Yeah, that's true. So, that was this week. We got rid of 2 terrible queens. One who says your look doesn't matter, and 2...
The other one who looks like her look doesn't matter.
Leave your comments below.
Can't
Let
wait.
us know who you think is going to be in the bottom next week, and if you agree with us or not. And guess what? I was going to say something real rude.
Say it! So you can be called the bully this week.
I'm not a bully. Jigs, gigs, sideshows,
And double eliminations.
And
Not double penetrations. Double eliminations.
So, tune in next week and find out what's the tea.
Tell me what's the tea?
Go join Monica Beverly Hills Zoo and Serena Cha-Cha Olay.
Running on the runway. She thought because it was called runway, you had to run. And that's not